What's up, guys? Ben's Weather here, and today we'll be talking about the possibility for tropical development over the next 7 days, and talking about a wave coming off Africa that has the potential to develop into a tropical storm. We'll also be talking about the risk for severe weather today in the Mid-Atlantic and what that could bring to the Mid-Atlantic. Alright, taking a look at the National Weather Service 7-day tropical weather outlook. You see Invest 95L on the bottom there, which you see how many has a 10% chance of forming in the next 7 days. It will likely not form. It's very, very low chance, 10%, and this just keeps moving westward. And as it moves westward, it comes in contact with more wind shear, making it harder and harder to form. If this was going to form, it most likely would have formed earlier, like a few days ago. But I'm going to go ahead and rule this one out. I don't think it's going to form. And then taking a look at another disturbance that is actually new, they added this to the chart yesterday, giving it a 20% chance of formation in the next 7 days. This is above the Bahamas, north of the Bahamas, and I don't think this would form either. But we're gonna have to keep watching this one because as it gets closer, it comes in contact with more warm water, and if the wind shear eases up, then you could see this form into tropical depression and even possibly a tropical storm. So we're gonna have to keep watching this because this could be a threat to Florida and the Carolinas, but I don't think this will happen either. Next, I want to take a look at each of the three models, the GFS, the European, and the Canadian, to see what the model guidance is showing for this next wave coming off of Africa. So taking a look at the GFS first here, you see the low pressure system coming off Africa right there, and rides that forming area, and it gets to right about there, and it forms into a tropical depression, tropical storm. And then it's north of the Bahamas. It comes in contact with the warm water, becomes a major hurricane, and rides up the east coast. The GFS is the most aggressive out of all three of these models, and it usually is aggressive far out. Keep in mind, this is 276 hours out, which is extremely far, so take this with a grain of salt. But we're going to have to keep watching this, and let's go see what the other models are saying. Taking a look at the European model, you see the low pressure on the bottom of your screen coming off Africa. It looks the same at the GFS till about here. And then you see that high pressure above the storm. It kind of moves off to the right a little bit. And that allows for that low pressure. Just see it right there. Goes up and dissipates in the Atlantic Ocean. So that high pressure on the GFS is farther to the east. So it's keeping that storm suppressed, and it's keeping it down there. So and then it just like keeps riding up. It's like it wants to go up, but it can't. So it's trying to find where it can like escape. So it finally gets to the east coast, and then it can escape. So it rides up the east coast. However, on this one, the high pressure is moves faster across the Atlantic, and it allows for the storm to push up much farther to the right or to the east in the Atlantic, and it doesn't even get close to a tropical storm, and it does not come close to the east coast either. Now let's take a look at the Canadian. Now looking at the Canadian, this model is in agreement with the European. It has a storm coming out like this, gets a little bit more development, and that high pressure just moves a lot farther to the right, even more than the European. And that storm just can escape right there, and it just gets caught in a jet stream and goes away. So we need this high pressure to keep moving to the right, and we need the European and Canadian models to be right, because that would be a very devastating hurricane if that was to happen to the East Coast and the Carolinas. Then that would be absolutely devastating. So we're gonna have to keep watching this and keep checking the model guidance throughout the next coming days, the next week or so, and see if the GFS jumps on board with the Canadian and the European, or if the European starts trending toward the GFS. They flip flop the GFS. Even the GFS is flip flopping back and forth. The run before that run, 6 o'clock run, it had it going in towards Florida and not even getting to a tropical storm. So that's why we're gonna have to keep watching this. And now let's take a look at the severe weather threat for the Mid-Atlantic. Alright, taking a look at the severe weather outlook for the Mid-Atlantic. You see the yellow indicates that there's a high chance for severe weather, or not a high chance, it's a medium chance. Red is a high chance. Yellow is 2 out of 5. So now I want to take a look at the possibility for tornadoes. You see it's the white means the percentage is 2%, so that there's a 2% chance or less for tornadoes in this area. Now I want to talk about the hail threat, which I think we'll likely see some hail in these storms. It's giving it a 15% chance of hail in these storms. See the scale on the bottom. The yellow is 15% chance in the Delmarva, Delaware, Maryland, and parts of Virginia, parts of Pennsylvania, and parts of New Jersey. Um, I do think that we'll see some hail in these storms, and we're going to have to watch out for hail coming down because it could be decent size, probably half an inch at the max. But I do think we'll see some hail from these storms. And taking a look at the wind threat, this is again 15% chance for wind all up the Mid-Atlantic from all the way from west or eastern Pennsylvania into Maryland, into Delaware, and then New Jersey, and down into western or eastern Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. Um, so this is a 15% chance for winds over 50 knots, which is 55 to 60 mile per hour winds. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get a few storms in Delaware and New Jersey that do have this, that have wind gusts above 55 miles per hour. I don't think it'll be likely, but there's definitely a chance. We cannot rule it out. Now taking a look at the HRRR model, which I think is the best model for when you're looking at storms that are very close in range, because it only goes out to 18 hours, but these storms are in range. So you see right now there's some storms in the middle of Pennsylvania, and you see today around three o'clock ish, storms start to fire up in New Jersey, northern Delaware, southern Pennsylvania, and then they move into New Jersey throughout the day. And then you get almost like a second wave. A bad storm forms in upper Delaware. It's a line of storms, moves into New Jersey and moves into Delaware. This This is more the storm that I'm worrying about here for southern parts of New Jersey and Delaware. You see right here, you could get a little bit of vorticity and convection, which could possibly see some spin ups. Not very likely, probably like less than 2%. But I do think we'll see some hail from these storms and possibly some strong wind gusts. Also taking a look at the HRRR precipitation outlook for how much rainfall we're going to get. You see, it goes throughout the day, the storms pop up, and then the second wave comes, and that dumps a lot of rain across Delaware, again, New Jersey. So taking a look at these rainfall totals, you see this is for New Jersey up to 1.5 inches, and then widespread half an inch. In northern Delaware and southern Pennsylvania, that's that bad storm we're going to have to watch out for. Up to 3 inches of rain. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some flash flood warnings up in there in that area for flash flooding. And you see into Delaware, into southern Delaware, there's another bad spot with up to 2.5 inches of rain. And the spot over the southern parts of Cape May and New Jersey, almost 4.5 inches. I don't think we'll see that much, but we're definitely have to keep an eye out for these rain totals and flash flooding. The last thing I want to take a look at is the temperature outlook. This is the HRRR model for the temperature for the next 2 days. It goes out 48 hours. So this is right now currently at 1 p.m. and then you see this is at around 3 p.m. the hottest part of the day. And you see those white temperatures are the hotter and the cooler colors are the colder temperatures. So Texas, 100 widespread in the middle of the United States. Pretty actually nice in the Northeast, 70s, and then in the West up to 115 again. Um, Hopefully we'll see some rain soon in these areas because this heat wave is absolutely devastating. And you see, this is tonight. temperatures drop way down. And you see, compare this to that. You see, this is tomorrow, the high temperatures, and you see how much higher they are and how much farther east they get. This is going to keep occurring every day. It's going to get a little bit hotter each day. Towards the end of the week, on Friday and Saturday, it's going to be all out heat wave across all of the United States, and even the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. We're going to get up into the 95s and up to 100, 110 feel likes, which is absolutely crazy. It's probably going to be some of the hardest days for a lot of America. So, anyway, that's all I got, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like my channel and find it helpful, please subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow for another daily forecast video. Bye.